Welcome to your practice. Let's get started in child's pose. So you can face the short edge of your mat, open your knees wide, stretch your arms forward. If you happen to have blocks, it's nice to put some blocks underneath your hands to give you an extra stretch along the sides of your ribs. Flex your forehead down on something, maybe that's a block or a bolster, but knees open wide, big toes touch, so you can start to melt your hips down towards the mat. Take a few breaths here. Breathing deeply through the backside of the body on the breath in, letting everything contract and fall down towards the mat on the breath out. Take about 2 more rounds of breath here, just arriving to your practice, arriving to the mat. And from here, I'm going to tent up onto your fingertips. Take the bases of your palms, your wrists up off of the mat, and then melt your chest a little closer to the floor. You should find a nice stretch along the sides of the body. Keep inching the hips a little closer towards your heels. And then we'll take a gentle side stretch. So keep your right hand where it is. Take your left hand on top of your right wrist and press your left armpit, your left ribs down towards the mat beneath you. Now I'm going to start to open a little bit more through the left side of the feet. 2 more breaths right here. And at the end of your next exhale, switch over to the other side. So left hand comes over towards the left and right hand is going to come on top of your left wrist. This time, can you melt the right side of the body forward and down towards the mat? Imagine breathing into the right ribs so that you can lengthen, create a little extra space here. One more full round of breath. And meet me on all fours. So spread your fingers wide. You want your shoulders stacked on top of your wrists, knees underneath your hips. And if you've got blocks, you can elevate your hands. It'll give you an extra stretch with the upper back. So starting off, dropping the belly, squeeze your shoulder blades together behind you. Lift your chin up as we inhale. And then exhale, round the spine. Gaze either towards your belly button or between your thighs. As you round up and press into the upper back, up towards the ceiling. Inhale into your cow pose. Squeeze your shoulder blades together behind you. And then exhale into your cat. Really round through the upper back. Take 3 more rounds, following the pace of your breath. Articulating the spine into these 2 extremes just to warm up through the entire back and front side body. Each time, can you squeeze the shoulder blades together? And then round them further. The end of this last round of breath, maybe in a neutral spine. So not quite cat, not quite cow. Tuck your toes, lift your knees to hover just an inch up off the mat, then slowly lift the hips up, melt your heels towards the floor. First down dog of the practice, maybe you'd like to pedal out with the legs, bending right knee and left. And I really like these blocks to elevate your hands so you can really start to get that extra bit of stretch through the back of the calves, the Achilles tendons. And then to deepen our down dog, bend your knees a little bit more. Press your armpits, your chest towards your ankles to make more of an inverted V. Pull your belly button in and bottom ribs kind of cinch in together to contract through the front side of your body. Then keep everything as it is. Sink your heels a little closer to the ground. Really stretching through the back side of the body. And notice if your shoulders are shrugged up next to your ears like mine just were. Release them down away. Armpits roll forward towards your ankles. One more full round of breath here. Then shift your weight to your left foot. Reach your right leg straight up towards the ceiling. So instead of opening the belly button towards the right wall, right toes pointing down, right heel up towards the ceiling. Keep pressing armpits towards your left ankle and keep melting your left heel a little closer to the floor. So now you get that added stretch through the back of the left leg. Inhale here. And on the exhale, pull your knee towards your chest and plant your right foot between your hands. Slide your left knee down onto the floor and find a stretch at the top of the left hip flexor. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, lift your chest up. You can even tense up to the fingertips, or you can elevate the blocks even higher so you have some added support to melt the pelvis towards the ground. And from here, you can keep blocks up if you'd like. Pull your right toes up off the floor and roll your right hip back. Keep your thigh and stomach close together as you pull your hips back towards the back of your head. Lengthen through the back of your neck. And now you get a stretch through the right hamstring, the back of the leg. Just warming up progressively the entire body here. Rebend your right knee. You can lower the blocks if they lift it up. Tuck your left toes, meet back into a downward facing dog. You can pedal up with the legs, then right knee and left. We'll get ready to do that on the other side. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Noticing if the hips start to twist open, you want left hip to roll down so that you can use your left glute to lift your left heel a little higher. Right heel, that bottom leg, melts a little closer towards the floor, getting that stretch through the back of the right leg. One more breath here. And then gaze forward. Left knee bends in towards your chest. Stack your shoulders on top of your wrists. And slowly plant left foot down. Right knee comes down behind you. Roll right hip forward. Left hip pulls back. So both eyes kind of get the pelvis point straight forward instead of twisting up towards the side. You can tense up to fingertips or lift the blocks a little higher if you like. Really opening through the psoas, the hip flexor on the right side. Last full round of breath here. And then coming to our gentle hamstring stretch. Peel your left toes up off the mat. And you can walk the blocks back if you'd like. Left hip, instead of standing forward, is going to pull back behind you so the pelvis points straight forward. And you're aiming to keep stomach on your thigh just so that you're not in a rush to straighten the leg and end up rounding through the back. Instead, you want that pelvis in neutral so that it can pull and target the hamstring a little bit better. Sometimes it's counterintuitive to think that if the knee stretches better, it does. One more full round of breath. And rebend your left knee. Blocks can come to right breath where they were. Meet me in a downward facing dog. Walk it out. And this time, bend both knees, gaze forward. Walk your feet slowly towards the top of your neck. While you're here, you're going to put the blocks off of your mouth. And then grab opposite elbows, hang heavy. You want the crown of the head melting down towards the floor. We're not in a rush to straighten the legs because that'll leave a lot of rounding through the low back. Instead, bend your knees, think stomach to thighs, chest to knees. If you'd like, you can rock from side to side, shifting your weight from the right foot to the left. And then from here, release your hands down onto the mat. Plant your left hand directly underneath your face. Now, if you need a block, you've got one nearby here. You're going to put it on lowest, middle, or highest setting. Take your right hand on your low back. And then start to twist towards the right. Straighten your right leg, bend your left knee as you twist your chest towards the right side of the room. And instead of hips back, that's kind of the hamstring trying to avoid the stretch, lean forward. So maybe you walk the hand forward a little. And it bends more, you get a deeper stretch through the right leg as you straighten it and twist even further. You got the option to stay right here, or maybe to twist through the upper back and reach your right arm towards the ceiling. Next little element is to fold the left elbow, release the weight of the body down towards the floor. More full round of breath here. Now we're getting ready to come back towards center. So right hand comes down, bend your knees, replant right hand underneath your face, left hand comes onto your back. Again, you can block any setting, whatever you need. Start to straighten through the left leg, right knee bends as you twist open towards the left side. And again, notice, are your hips and pulling back? Is the weight of your body going back towards the back of the room? Instead, lean forward. Maybe right hand comes a little forward, and added bonus is left arm up towards the ceiling. You can stay right where you are. Let the torso drape and hang a little closer towards the mat. And then to release, gaze down, hand down, grab opposite elbows, left, great finality here. Stretch through the low back. It's wonderful to create some length through the low back. And release your hands, bend your knees, and slowly as you can, vertical by right hand is going to come up absolutely left. Once you reach the top, relax your shoulders down and away from the hips. We'll come to our Tadasana pose. So toes stay pointing forward, want your feet about hip distance apart, palms face forward. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. And then we'll build our Tadasana piece by piece. So anchor down through big toe and pinky toe side of your feet. Shift the weight forward and back till you find that sweet spot where the body kind of feels weightless. Now from here, I want you to pull your belly button back towards your spine as you squeeze your thighs, tighten your glutes. Relax your shoulders down. Palms turn forward slightly. Chest starts to broaden open. Imagine a string attached to the crown of your head. That string helps you lift up and grow 1 inch tall. This is our Tadasana or mountain pose. From this baseline Tadasana, reach your arms up over your head, bend your left elbow. Right neck is going to grab that elbow. And use your head to start to push your elbow back. So you start to open up through the left arm alongside the left ribs, and then we're going to lean over towards the right. Legs still strong, thighs still engaged. If you want a deeper stretch, you can bow the hips towards the left side, shifting a little bit more weight to your left leg. And instead of collapsing down, you want to take left armpit up towards the ceiling. Gaze up, lean towards the right. And now lift back up. Over here, switch it over. Bending up, ready elbow, left hand is going to go right. Lift up through your chest and come up and over towards the left. Chest opens up towards the sky. Maybe shift more weight to the right foot. Deep breaths through the right ribs. And inhale, lift back up. Release both hands down. Now from here, we're going to open up through the chest. You can either interlace your hands behind you. Make sure the palms come in towards each other. The wrists face each other. Otherwise, if that's not accessible, you've always got the option to grab a strap. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Keep your knees bent. Lift up through your chest on your inhale. And then exhale, bend your knees, fold forward. Let your arms come up and over the body. No need to force it. And with the knees bent, stomach on the thighs, you can start to create some length through the low back. Instead of straightening the legs, keep the knees bent. Imagine arching through the low back. The arms rest wherever the body allows them to be. Instead of forcing, you want to make sure that you create some length and create an opportunity for the body to open up naturally on its own instead of being forced into a corner. So here, bend your knees, take your hands towards your hips, plant your palms, step both feet back into your plank pose. Now from your plank, you've got the option to take your knees down. You just want a straight line from your knees up towards the crown of your head. So if knees are down, slide your hips forward, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Otherwise, toes are tucked, knees are off the mat. You've still got that straight line, this time from head to heels. Shift your shoulders forward of your middle fingers. Then take your knees down onto the mat. We're taking a pose called knees, chin, chest. Elbows pull back behind you. So instead of elbows out, they graze along your ribs, and take your chest down between your hands, your chin down. So instead of chest forward, you want to keep the hips high and the chest is directly in line with your hands. Take one moment here, starting to open through the look back. Then untuck your toes, lift your chest, slide your belly forward and down. Point the toes behind you, squeeze your elbows in. You're using just your back strength to lift your chest off the floor. One more full round in front here. Let's see. So, remember to face your head down. From here, tuck your toes, lift your hips, slide your hips back, and we're into our downward facing dog. Pedaling out through the legs. And from here, bend your knees, gaze forward. Slowly walk forward to the top of your mat. From here, inhale, halfway lift. You can take your hands on your shins or your thighs. You want to make sure that you're lengthening through the low back. Squeeze the shoulder blades behind you and shift your weight forward towards your toes. The neck is long just to keep it in integrity with the rest of the spine. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach your arms up over your head. We'll flow through a sun salutation. Exhale, bend your skin forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Take your hands onto your shins, your thighs, straighten your spine. Exhale, plant your palms, step both feet back into your plank. We'll take knees, chin, chest again. Inhale, shift your shoulders forward. And take your knees down. Exhale, elbow squeeze, chin and chest touch the mat. Inhale, slide forward into your cobra using just your back strength to peel your chest up off the mat. Exhale, forehead down, lift your hips up and back, tuck your toes, coming into your downward facing dog. We'll do that one last time. Inhale, bend your knees, gaze forward. Exhale, walk forward to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach your arms up. Touch. Exhale, bend your knees, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, clench your palms, step your feet back into your plank. Option for knees down. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, knees, chin, chest, touch the mat. Elbows graze your ribs. Inhale, slide your belly forward. Exhale, forehead down, hips up and back to your downward facing dog. Inhale, bend your knees, gaze forward. One last time. Exhale, step your feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach your arms up and overhead. Touch. Exhale, hands come down to Tadasana. Arms stand back to side. Just take a moment here. Notice any bugs, any sensations, any vibrations you find in the body. Breathing it out through your nose and lengthening up tall. From here, you're finished with our balancing series. Take your hands on your hips. Toes together, heels and toes touch. Shift your weight to your left leg first. Bend your right knee, and right hand is going to come just beneath the knee. Relax your shoulders away from your glutes. Perfect place to stay. You need a wall to help you balance. That's always an option. You can walk over to that. But anchor down through your left big toe and press your right knee into your right hand to give you some counterbalance, some stability. Pull your belly button back towards your spine. Perfect place to stay. Or if you'd like, these fingers can grab your right big toe. Your pockets on the inside. Keep lifting up tall. Bend the standing leg, the left knee if you need to keep the low back lengthened and protected. If you've got the knee, you're going to stay right where you are. If you've got the big toe, you can start to stretch your right leg forward. Here slowly, whatever you've got to hold up, take it out towards the right. Right leg opens towards the right. Keep the right hip down in line with the left. And for a little added balance, you've got the option to gaze over the shoulder. If you fall out, if you wiggle, if you wobble, it's all good. Get right back in. Slowly take the eyes forward. Take your right leg forward, not point down yet. Lower your right leg to wherever you can hold it, and take both hands on your hips. Straighten your right knee as much as you can. Pull the belly in. We're coming to a leg lift. The right thigh is tight. Left quad is on fire. Breathe in out through your nose. And then bend your right knee. Right foot down. Shake it out. It's a grand finale. We're almost finished. Both hands on your hips. Shift your weight this time to your right leg. Left knee bends. Left knee come up. So you stay lifted up tall, anchor down your right big toe, pull up tight through the standing leg. The right quad, the right glute are tight. I think this is where you stay. You want to look forward, these fingers, grab your left big toe, knee is outside. You get the toe, maybe slowly take the heel forward, keeping the low back bend. Just straighten the leg. We're listening to the body the whole time. And then whatever you got, slowly open it out towards the left. Little cherry on top, maybe gaze over your shoulder, maybe stick the eyes forward. Changing the gaze will change the entire pose. So if you fall out, then you can figure out that's normal. Just get into it. We'll be waiting right here. Slowly, eyes come forward, leg comes forward. Sorry, both hands on your hips, pull the belly in. Instead of leaning back, we're breathing core tight, shoulders forward, belly in. Flex the foot, lift the leg up one more inch. Well done, and then shake it out. We'll come to the mat, feet together, at the top of your space. Inhale, reach your arms up over your head. Exhale, forward. Inhale, halfway lift, hands on shins, thighs. Exhale, plant your palms. Step your feet into your downward facing dog. From here, come to all fours, hands and knees. And you're going to slide your right knee forward, just outside your right wrist. We're coming towards pigeon. So left hand is free to slide the foot forward. And then you can scoot your left leg long behind you. Perfect time to grab a bolster or a block. You can put it underneath your right glute, your right hip. And we'll come upright just to start with both hips pointing forward. The left knee is pointing down instead of off towards the side. Take a moment just to let gravity start to do some of the work. Then with gravity, you can fold forward. Okay. Blocks there, maybe you can put your elbows on blocks, maybe your forehead on the block. Just take a few moments to start to let the psoas, the hip flexor, the outer hip and glutes start to open on its own. How much can you soften with each exhale? How much tension can you consciously start to release? Gently start to lift back up. You come out. You're going to scoot your left knee forward a little as you lift your hips and pull right knee back in line with the left. If you've got blocker bolster, you can move it over to the other side. And we're coming from all fours. Left knee comes outside of your left wrist. Right hand can slide your foot forward as you scoop your right leg back. Blocker bolster is there at the ready. Yep. You're just setting up using these first couple moments to keep both hip bones pointing forward as you lift up through your chest. Okay, right. We start to do the work here. When you're ready, you can come forward to sleeping swan. We came into this version of pigeon a little bit more gently versus swinging the leg forward because it encourages your body to open up exactly where it wants to instead of forcing yourself into a position that's maybe a little bit further along or having an idea of how far forward the knee should be. You get an opportunity to listen to the body, to adjust. About 3 more full rounds of breath. Nice. Start to lift back up and come back to all fours. For here, we're going to come to a seat. So you can cross your ankles, tuck your toes, sit up and over your feet. And just roll the legs out off to the side and forward. We're coming to a cow face pose, but we're also going to open up through the chest. So right leg is straight, left foot is going to come over to the right side of your mat. And instead of knee up, you're going to take the sole of your foot to point back behind you. I'll show you what it looks like from the front. The sole of the foot is pointing back, and the knees are getting closer together. Now from here, you happen to have the strap unity. That's right. You're going to reach your strap in your right arm up. Left palm is going to be up your low back. You're going to reach for your strap. You can walk the hands a little closer together if you've got more space. But again, use your head to push your arm back. And this left elbow is going to want to be forward. Instead, open up through the chest. You can stretch your front left shoulder. You've got the option to stay right here as you flex your right toes back towards you, or maybe you start to lean forward. Slow down your breath. You relax your jaw. I'm going to get moving through very many places, through the back of your right leg, the outer left hip, the front of the left shoulder, and underneath the right arm. Maybe in other places that I don't know. Maybe you're finding it there too. Take one more breath wherever you are. And inhale, lift back up. Keep your legs wide apart, just relieve your strap off to the side. You're going to come straight into a spine twist. So step your foot down on the outside of your right leg. Left hand comes behind you. Inhale, reach your right arm up. Exhale, hook your right elbow outside your left knee. Flex your right toes, your right foot back behind you, just to keep that right leg active, and use the breath to get a little deeper into the pose. So inhale, lengthen, you grow a little taller, and then exhale, twist a little deeper, gaze further behind you over your left shoulder. One more time, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, untwist. We'll do that on the other side. So left leg forward, right foot is gonna come on the outside of your left leg, slide over, and take the sole of your foot to point back towards the back of the room for half cow face or Ardha Asana. Peel your left toes back behind you, and this time you're going to take your strap in your left hand. Left arm is going to reach up. Right palm comes to your low back, facing the back of the room, and you're reaching for your strap. Once you get a hold, you have the option to stay right where you are or reach the hands a little closer together. This time, right elbow is going to pull back behind you and use the head to create some more space through the left arm. Stay right here or maybe lean forward. Lots of things going on, so use your breath as your guide into this pose. If the breath gets really shallow, really challenging, that's a great opportunity to listen to your body and back off a little. Well, progress is made through force. Sometimes it happens through ease. Take one more breath. Inhale, lift back up. You can remove your breath. Step your foot outside of your left leg. This time, right arm comes behind you. Inhale, lift your left arm up. Exhale, put your left elbow inside your right knee as you twist towards the right. Inhale, grow a little taller. Exhale, twist a little deeper. Let's full round of breath. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Now come back through center. You shake your legs out. Grand finale, seated, last seated posture. Take the soles of your feet together. Open your knees wide out to the sides. I'll show you from the front. I like to take my thumbs on my inner soles of my feet and open my feet out, kind of like a book, as I engage my glutes to press my knees a little closer towards the floor. From here, instead of tucking the low back tailbone under, you want to lean forward just a little and then release your head down so you get a stretch through the back, stretch through the inner thighs and groin. You've got the option to use your elbows to encourage your knees and inner thighs open, or maybe take your arms forward so that the inner thighs and legs can open on their own. One more full breath wherever you are. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, lift back up. From here, you can close your knees, stretch your legs forward, slide forward, and lie down onto your back. You're going to need a bolster block handy if you've got one. We finish with our supine spine twist. Start off by keeping your left leg straight, right knee bends. Bolster or block is going to go off to the left edge of your mat. Right arm out to the right, scoot your hips to the right. And then take your knee towards the left. So you can gaze over your right shoulder. You can slide your left shoulder a little further off towards the left. And one of my favorite self-adjusts is to take my left hand on my right hip and press my thigh, my hip away. So I create a little extra space through the right low back. Come back through center. Slide your hips towards the center of the mat. Block or bolster goes off towards the right this time. Right leg is straight. Left knee stays bent. Left arm to the left. Scoot your hips to the left. And take your knee over towards the right. Gaze over your left shoulder this time. Just twisting through the upper back. Maybe you do that same self-adjust. Right hand comes onto your left hip. Press your thigh down towards your foot, away from you. Finally, inhale, lift back up. Plant your feet. Scoot your hips back to center. Perfect time to put a bolster beneath your knees. Push your legs long, arms down by your sides, palms face up. Get comfortable to settle in to Savasana, corpse pose. We've been working towards this entire practice. If you'd like, arms can reach up overhead or one hand on chest, one hand on your belly. Just notice your breath. Noticing if it's different at all from when we started. It's found a little bit more space, a little bit more depth. Maybe if you found any sensations in the body, any waves, any tingles, maybe a sense of spaciousness or length. Staying still for the next few moments. I'll call you out when it's time. You've got a little extra time, you can stay right here. Otherwise, maybe start to make your way to a seat. Reach either arm up over your head. You can roll over to that side, using your arm as a pillow just for a moment. This kind of liminal space between your practice on the mat You practice off and then only when you're ready, you can start to lift up using your arm to press you up to a seat. This is where I will express my gratitude. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me. My name is Tara, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you.